Hey, what's up guys? In this video we are going to be going over DI boxes, and I have a stack here. They're pretty neat pieces of kit, an excellent utility, and this came out of necessity because I needed to actually start recording real instruments, electric guitar, bass, things like that, and have it kind of a balanced signal going into my interface here. So with that being said, what this does is it takes a high impedance unbalanced signal into the input, which will be like your input, your instrument cable from your guitar. That goes into the input like so, and then that converts it into a XLR, which is balanced. So the balanced cable can be extremely long, and that goes in like so. So it's basically, yeah, a fancy conversion box, but it does a couple more things, which is pretty cool. So this converts it to a low impedance balance signal, which then you can have really long cables. So, on the other end of the room, other end of the house, you don't have to worry about noise of this, because this can be really short, and it will convert it into a fancy cable like that. So there's a couple more really cool things you can do with this. Say if you are recording a guitar, electric guitar, what you can do is you can DI the guitar. So the guitar input goes into the input and then is converted into the XLR. So you're basically recording the dry guitar. And then you'll have the input through, which you will plug another instrument cable into, and then that will go out to your amp, and you'll record the amp. So you'll record the guitar twice: the dry guitar, i.e. direct inject, and then you'll record the amp at the same time. Or what we did is we had the input through that was fed into this thing. This is a voice live, T-Nile's voice live, not mine. Basically, we brought it into, either way, into the guitar input, right? So we had it basically split. So with that being said, you can do something called reamping, which is insanely useful. You can record the guitar, get a good performance, comp that guitar, and then send it back through the voice live or your guitar amp or something like that, and then record that. So it gives you a lot more flexibility. And yeah, it was just a joy to do it that way, because like say if you're working on a track with a singer-songwriter or something, and it had a guitar effect, and you wrote like one day and you had the guitar, and then you wanted to change the effect, you'd have to redo the takes in order to capture that guitar effect. But if you recorded the DI, you can reamp it, and you don't even need the person to be in the room. Like you'll be able to run it through different effects, experiment, do things like that, because you have the dry signal. So it's like they're playing the guitar, but it's a dry signal. Anyway, a couple other things. You have filter, reversed, filter on, and you can attenuate. You can, kind of like potentiometer knob sort of things, which is pretty cool. Also useful, lift, ground lift. If you got hum, you press that, give it a try, experiment, things like that. Really useful. And then you have the phase invert. So if things are sounding weird, you can just flip the phase over, and then you're all good. So that is basically you pick them up. They're like $25. You can get the radial ones, but you know what I mean. Like, I don't know. It's debatable. A couple other cool things are like these microphone splitters and mergers, which was pretty useful as a mic kind of splitter that we used as well. Capture the dry vocal and then reprocess it in the voice live. And this is something that we did quite a bit in the album. And yeah, just for that added flexibility And what do you spend to have that added flexibility, a couple more megabytes in recording time? So it's always good to do that. Yeah, I hope you guys kind of enjoyed that video. Yeah, get a DI box. You should have at least two. Very useful. Even if you have like a bass player come in, you can do that. Super useful. Especially useful if you're recording on the other end of the room or the other end of the house. Anyway, hope you guys learn stuff. Take care and have a good one.